Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Deva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, the universal form, Swarupa Sandarshana Yoga, and verse number 55. Mat karma kran mat paramo mad bhakta sangavajjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yassa mameti pandava. As we are approaching Gita Jayanti, so that's why I have chosen this important verse so that we can. The format will be we go through the verse and translation and purport, then we will chant the Gita Mahatmya, the 7 verses in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, proper quotes. Then we'll try to understand 3 things or 4 things in this verse. Lord Krishna is stressing important points. And we'll look at as we are working through or going through Sanatan Siksha from last week. So we'll touch upon some of the Sanatan Goswami's instructions by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also, we'll touch upon that. Mat karma kran mat paramo mat bhakta sangavajjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yassa mameti pandava. Mat karma kran mat paramo mad bhakta sangavajjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yassa mameti pandava. Mat karma krit, what word? Engaged in doing my work. Mat parama, considering me the supreme. Mat bhakta, engaged in my devotional service. Sangavajjita, freed from the contamination of the fruitive activities and mental speculation. Nirvaira, without an enemy. Sarva bhuteshu, among all living entities. Yeah, one who, sa, he, mam, unto me. Eti, comes, Pandava, O son of Pandu. So Lord Krishna is emphasizing, so important words, emphasizing 4 key things. Total 6 things. The first one is telling, work for me. We'll go through it and understand detail. But first thing we have to remember, mat karma, work for Krishna and Krishna's representative. And then second thing is telling, become my devotee. So second thing is talking about, make me a supreme goal of life. Means when you are working, put Krishna in the center, put Krishna in the front, and work for him. So that means he should be the goal. Part of our life, he should be our goal. Then we work in that way. So mat karma kran mat paramo. So the first one is work for Krishna. Second one, make the goal of life Krishna, attaining Krishna, mat paramo. Then mad bhakta. And by how will you work for him? How will you make him a goal? Then you have to become a devotee. So that means internal antarmukhi bhakta. Then only you can actually attain him. You can actually work for him. Otherwise, you will do for 6 months or a year, then you'll go back to your material promise. So the third thing is become his devotee. That means devotion, service. Devotee. Whenever Prabhupada said devotion, service is always there. He didn't say just devotion. Devotion, service is there. That means devotion. Bhakti is always attached to service. Without service, it's actually really bhakti is not there. It's so mechanical. No, love means service is always there. So that is the third thing, devotion, service. And then the fourth thing is telling that Sangavajjita. We will be free from all, not Sangavajjita, then we may think bad association. No, not only bad association, you will be free of mental speculation, free of yoga and Ashtanga yoga, Dhyana yoga, Hatha yoga, all kinds of whatever Krishna is not telling, will not follow that. We'll give up all those tendencies, whatever we have other thoughts before coming to understand Bhagavad Gita. So all those will give up. So that's what Sangha Vajjita. Obviously, bad association also, but that is included in it. But the key thing is giving up the speculations, mind's wanderings, mind's thoughts, separate agendas. So that is Sangha Vajjita. That is the fourth thing. And then he's telling, obviously, as soon as you do these four things, then you will be actually, you will see every living entity in relation with Krishna. You will not be inimical to anyone. You will be friendly to every living entity. That is the fifth thing Krishna is telling that. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. So then the sixth thing is telling, if you do these five things, then yassa mameti pana, then you will come to me. That is the sixth thing is telling. So to attain Krishna is telling, first one you have to do mat karmakram, work for him. Then mat paramo, make Krishna a supreme goal of life. Then mat bhakta, and do engage in devotion service. And then mat sangha vajjita, and give up the mental speculations, Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and merging into the Brahmana Paljams or the, trying to press nose and Amani, Asana, those things, and then unwanted association. These are the four things. Then the fifth one is make everybody understand everything in relation with Krishna. Everyone see it in relation with Krishna. Nirvaira Sarvabhuti, that is fifth one. Then we will attain Krishna. So, Yasamameti Pandava. Now let's read the translation. Translation by Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Krishna Kripa Murti Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotion service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. Please repeat. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotion service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, and he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So Lord Krishna is making that promise. Let's look at the purport. Before that, let me chant the prayers so that we enter to be inspired. We get inspired by Sri Prabhupada, by Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, by Lord Krishna's Vyasdev's personal presence. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chukshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Lokam Karoti Vacharam Pangam Langayate Grimmet Kripa Tamam Vande Sri Gurum Devatarna Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Dadati Swapadantikam. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. So we'll look at also, relate some book distribution also. Gita Jayanti is not only just doing Gita Yajna, reading 700 plus verses. This whole month we distribute Bhagavad Gitas. So we'll read a little bit from Harisari Prabhu's diary, that one also. And then we'll sing a song also. Again, relate. Everything is related to this particular topic and purport. So now let's look at the purport by Sri Prabhupada. Anyone who wants to approach the Supreme of all the personality as a Godhead on the Krishna Loka planet in the spiritual sky and be intimately connected with the Supreme Personality Krishna must take this formula as stated by the Supreme himself. So a very important statement, significant statement. So anyone who wants to go back home, back to Godhead, then one must follow this. Therefore, this verse is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a book directed to the conditioned souls who are engaged in the material world with the purpose of lording it over the nature and who do not know the real spiritual life. The Bhagavad Gita is meant to show how one can understand his spiritual existence and his relationship with the Supreme Spiritual Personality and to teach one how to go back home, back to Godhead. So he's basically telling that the goal, the purpose of lording it, do not know the real spiritual life, real goal. As Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate vidu swartha gatim durasaya vairaddhamanina amda yatandair upaniyamana tepi sitantra ududamni vadde So most of the so-called leaders in today's world, they don't know what is the real goal of life. And so they are blind and they are leading others also blind. So that's why Bhagavad Gita first verse is declaring the whole world how Dhritarashtra Duryodhana is blind, and under him whoever is following, then they are also blind, not realizing. So they are going against the will or desire of Krishna. So then they are bound to be doomed. So that's what happens. And then Sanjay addresses at that. So that is do not know the real spiritual life. Nate vidu swarthagasyam durasaya vahiram. Durasa means unwanted desires are there. Asatrashna is there. Bahiraddaman, external, so much caught up with externals, not internal. They are attracted by these glaring things. The glittering gold, Prabhupada is saying in another words, glittering gold, material beauty. So, Bhairaddam Andayatandair, Upaniyamana Tepisi Tantra Urudam Nubadde. Because of that blindness to these material goals, then they are bound, chained up in the three modes of material nature. Goodness, passion, especially more into passion and ignorance. So that they have to awaken themselves. So that's why he's telling. Bhagavad Gita is meant to show one can understand his actual real existence and go back home, back to Godhead. Now, here in this verse, which clearly explains the process by which one can attain success in his spiritual activity, devotion, service. As far as work is concerned, because the first one, Prabhupada spends considerable lines, paragraph explaining about the mat karma, because that's where everything is. Because we are in the karmadikari stage, as I explained many times in previous classes. We are not even Jnanadikari stage. We are not Bhakti Adhikari stage. We are mostly in Karmadikari stage. We have so much passion. We're so active. We want to work. So that's why that is the tendency is anyways there. Now how to dovetail that? That's why Prabhupada puts his significant points on the work. As far as work is concerned, one should transfer his energy entirely to Krishna consciousness. As stated in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-255, very important verse. Anasaktasya Vishayan. Asakti means attachment. Ana means not attached to what? Vishayan, these material things. Anything not in relation with Krishna, then immediately it is Vishay. A real Vastu is only Krishna, as in the second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes. Dharma projita kaitavo atra paramo nirmat saranam satam vedyam vastavam vastu vastavam. Vedyam, the real Vastu of the Vedic knowledge, the Sanatana Dharma is Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Vedyam vastavam vastu vastavam. Tapatriyam molam vilyapam. We don't understand the real substance. Who are we doing for activity? Then it is automatically Vishaya. Tapatraya will come. Threefold miseries will come. Anasaktasya Vishayam. That is the first line, important line. Then Yataraham Upayanjita. We have dovetail. We don't need to renounce. Run away from the battlefield, run away from the material life, run away from job, run away from family. No. Yataraham Upayanjita. Rather dovetail it. So as it is, like we are using the Zoom, we are using the mic. We are utilizing the same Zoom, same mic can be used for unwanted things also. People are using for so many material things. But we are dovetailing that into Krishna's service. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairag. This is the real renunciation, not artificially renouncing and running away from the problems. Rather, we are staying the course and taking the strong association. No work should be done by any man except in relationship to Krishna. This is called Krishna karma. One way we engage in various activities. That means everything. Our other day I was telling, our brushing the teeth or cleansing the teeth, everything is also becomes Krishna karma. We are doing because Krishna said so. One must be clean, externally clean, internally clean, and Prabhupada said so. So then automatically we remember those words, and we do that in the deity also. In the morning, as soon as anybody waking up the deity, very consciously one must do that. He's brushing the teeth and cleaning the tongue to even to the Supreme Lord. And this is in the wake-up process. As soon as we enter that, before you offer the bhoga, if you go late, then you don't do any of these and directly offer bhoga, which is also an offense. So that's why we have to go in particular time and do that activity. We have to do what is prescribed, what is been clearly given. Vidhi. Pancharatri Vidhi means rules and regulation. What is prescribed by the Prabhupada, by Jananivas Prabhupada, given in those handbooks, we are supposed to follow exactly as it is, not come up with our ideas. then it is not anymore Krishna karma. It is our own karma, speculation. So one may be engaged in various activities, but one should not be attached to the results of his work. As in the second chapter, also Krishna talks about that. And the result should be done only for him. For example, one may be engaged in business. So every activity we can make it into a Krishna's activity, our business, our job. So that's why we offer the results to Krishna. At least we buy fruits, we invite devotees, we bring some grocery, whatever we can, or donate the money for book distribution and right now Gita Jayanti month. So various ways we use, even though we might be doing material work in the office or business, still if the results are used to serve Krishna and Guru, then naturally it becomes Krishna karma. But to transform that activity into Krishna consciousness, one has to do business for Krishna. If Krishna is the proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. If a businessman is in a possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. This is a work for Krishna. Instead of constructing a big building for his sense gratification, he can construct a nice temple for Krishna, like Man Singh and many other great kings who gave money to Rupa Goswami and our six Goswamis. Through that only, they built the beautiful temple, Sri Radha Govind Mandir and other 7 main important key temples when we go to Vrindavan. That is a prescription. Always follow what Prabhupada said. It is written in the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita. In one place, I forget the verse. As soon as you enter into Vrindavan, first thing you have to go and take shelter of Sri Prabhupada, and then deities, and then be in the association of devotee, then you visit the 7 temples. This is the first business of a devotee. 7 temples, starting with Radha Govind Mandir, Radha Gokula Ananda, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Gopinath, like that. The 7 temples are there listed out, and then Gopesarma, then Govardhan. These are the main important key things whenever we go to Vrindavan. Everything else secondary. First, these things has to be finished. And you can install the deity of Krishna and arrange for the deity service. As is outlined in the authorized books of devotion service, this is called Krishna karma. One should not be attached to results of his work, but the result should be offered to Krishna. Once we start offering the results to Krishna, slowly, gradually, then we will become detached from our results. We will not be, okay, if bonus comes, we'll use it in the service of Krishna. If it doesn't come, this year company is not doing good, what can be done? So that is will of the providence. Krishna doesn't want it to come, so it's fine. We'll accept as it is, whatever Krishna's desire is. Whatever comes, we accept as Krishna's mercy. So, but it takes time. It takes some time to come to that understanding and not attach results. We can't see the hand of Krishna for many years. By practice, we will come to that stage. One should accept as prasadam the remnants of the offerings to Krishna. If one constructs a very big building for Krishna and install the deity of Krishna, one is not prohibited from living there. But it is understood that the proprietor of the building is Krishna. That is called Krishna consciousness. So that's why we have to be careful and alert. Whatever is there in the property of Krishna, that means the Prabhupada always, he never wanted to waste a single penny. No light should go on unattended. So when we come to temple, it is Krishna's place. It is Prabhupada's place. That means we have to be very meticulously do everything for service of Prabhupada. Means nothing should be that president will take care or some authority will take care. No. When we are just like our house, we will take care. We have to take care. Then if it is Guru's property, we are serving Guru, we are serving Prabhupada, then whose property is that? So that means it is given to us to serve. That means we have to make sure we properly do it nicely. If you are doing others not doing it, then we have to instruct. If somebody is coming first time, he doesn't know how to offer obeisances. He's putting his legs to the deities and he's offering, or the opposite way. Prabhupada told clearly, it is expected of us to instruct, to suggest to others, newcomers. If they are eating prasad in the temple hall, you are supposed to instruct, supposed to say, no, I don't know, I'm not authority here. I'm no one to tell, no. Prabhupada said, no, if you know, what are you doing? Didn't you instruct them how to do it? Oh, so why are you so callous? Prabhupada is chastised. So it's up to all of us what to do, how to do, everything we have to follow. That's why we have to read and hear Prabhupada books. If we don't know, then we'll go to temple and we'll just come back without doing much, without following what Prabhupada had to say. If, however, one is not able to construct a temple for Krishna, one can engage himself in cleansing the temple of Krishna. That is also Krishna karma. One can cultivate a garden. Anyone who has land in India, at least any poor man has a certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers to offer him. One can sow tulsi plants because tulsi leaves are very important. And Krishna has recommended us in Bhagavad Gita. Patram pushpam balam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati yome bhakti uparutam asnami prayatatmana. As for bhakti is mentioned twice. All these things Krishna is asking devotion. Because Tulsi Maharani has devotion and Krishna likes her devotion. She is always serving. Vrindavan is her place. Vranda Devi, she is always assisting Radha and Krishna's pastimes. Everything she is arranging along with Purnamasi. Sandeep Muni's brother, mother, Sandeep Muni's mother, or Madhumangal's grandmother. And she's there in all the pastimes. She's the one. She's arranging Radha and Krishna's marriage. She's arranging pretty much everything every day. All the 8 praharanas, 8 Ashtakali Leela, Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is engaged in, Lord Jagannath engaged in. And so she, Vrunda Devi and Purnamasi is always engaged in that. So that's by serving her, then actually we get. So that's what we sing, Tulsi prayers. Radha Krishna, Seva Pavo Ye Abhilas. This is my desire because serving Krishna. Because anything in relation with Krishna is also Krishna's. By serving them, we will attain Krishna also, as Lord Shiva is telling. That Aradhanam Sarvecham, Tasmat Aradhanam Param. The topmost, when Parvati is asking, what is the topmost? Topmost thing is serving Vaishnava, serving Lord Vishnu is the topmost. Out of all, not demigod, not anybody else, first Lord Vishnu. And then further than that, more important than that is Tasmat Parataram Devi. There is higher than this. What is that? Tadiyanam Samarchanam, serving the Lord's devotees. That is Tulsi Maharani, Sri Prabhupada and his disciples. So those who are dedicatedly serving Lord Krishna and Acharyas, then they are also Tadiya. So Lord's paraphernalia is also Tadiya. That's why we don't touch anything with feet. Nor the mat we stand on while dressing, or not anything. Nothing should be touched with feet. Nor the cloth used in the service of the Lord, the client. We don't touch anything. We don't drag anything. Prabhupada never liked it. That's why the kitchen has to be extremely clean. Nothing should be touched with them. If your vegetables you are cutting, those things fall down. Your feet is touching. Prabhupada never liked that. So he never wanted anything like that. Because everything in relation, as well as kitchen is Radharani's place. How can you have something fell down and then you touch with feet? So that belongs to also Krishna. So that's why it cannot be touched with feet. Prabhupada is very particular, meticulously he instructed every detail of it, how cooking should be done in kitchen. But we don't pay attention to what Prabhupada had to say. That is where the problem is. So Krishna desires that one offering either a leaf or a flower or a fruit or a little water, and by such an offering he is satisfied. This leaf especially referred to the Tulsi. So that's why Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadiyanam Samarchanam. So one can sow Tulsi and pour water on the plant. So whenever you go, make sure to offer obeisance to Tulsi plant. Offer obeisance to first of all Prabhupada or Guru, and then offer obeisance to, you can go around there and you can see Tulsi plant under the lights, offer obeisances. It's very required, very much required. Otherwise, we have no devotion, no qualification. By only we have to attain it, we have to bring it. We have to bring it from, we have to actually attain it by Prabhupada's mercy, by Tulsi Maharani's mercy. So that's why we have to constantly look to serve. How can I serve? So offering obeisances and requesting her mercy. So that is very important in our devotional life. Every day, whenever we are in the temple, we must not go outside the temple without offering obeisances. We should not run to prasad or anything else. First offering obeisances to Guru and Prabhupada. Even when the curtain opens, first offer obeisance to Prabhupada. Don't jump directly to the Lord. So then you can go and offer obeisance to the deities. This is the process given by our acharyas. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in the service of Krishna. These are some of the examples of how one can engage in working for Krishna. So Prabhupada spent his time explaining the first of all how essence of Bhagavad Gita it is, and mat karma. Now he's going to speak about the second aspect, which is mat parama. First is mat karma, then second is mat parama, then second and third is the engaging devotion, mat bhakta, then fourth one is sangha varjita, then fifth one is nirvaira sarvabhutesh, don't be inimical to anybody, and then you will attain. Mamesi Pandava, you will attain. So now the second aspect. The word mat parama refers to one who consider the association of Krishna in his supreme abode to be the highest perfection of life, highest goal of life, higher perfection. Such a person does not wish to be elevated to the higher planets. That is a fruitive activity. So that is explaining that. What is Sanghavajjita means? Because you may say Sanghavajjita means many places Sangha is mentioned in the nectar of instruction, many places. Many times it is talked about the bad association. But here specifically, Mat Paramanda, Sanghavajjita is specifically talking about becoming free from fruitive activities, becoming free from mental speculation, means goal also. Till now, many people come from demigod worship, from their family background or the society, or some or the other, they are brought up in that background, in that community. But as soon as we understand what is the process, what Krishna is telling, then naturally we give up those goals and we actually become attached to Krishna's goal, Mat Param. So that's the Prabhupada explaining that point. Such a person does not wish to be elevated to the higher planets, such as the moon or sun or heavenly planets, or even the highest planet of this universe, Brahmaloka. At the same time, we don't disrespect demigods. We offer our respects when we look at the sun or moon. We offer to all the demigods, we offer our respects. We consider them as a higher elevated than us, and we look at them in the same way. That's why we have to read the 10 offenses before chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, even though we may be at home. First, please read. There are 10 offenses, and there are two categories are there. First category is the last 6 of them are related to the holy name. The first 4 of them relate to the offenses. Blaspheming devotees. If you start blaspheming devotees, then you go to blaspheming, thinking that demigods also will blaspheme, or you will see independent or equal to. They are not independent. Without Krishna, they can't give any permission to anybody. They can't bless anybody. They can't offer any results to anybody, because they are not independent. Paramatma is the one who has to bless, who has to give permission for demigod to give anything to anyone, even though they might be praying. So that's why they are not independent. One who is thinking is independent, that's offense. Or somebody is thinking Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma is equal to Lord Vishnu, that's also an offense. So that the offense from the blaspheming devotees, then blaspheming the demigods, seeing it as equal to or independent, both are offenses. Then that will go on to, when you offend Vaishnava, then it will go to Guru also. As Ramachandra Puri, we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He started offending devotees, criticizing them. Ishwara Paryanta Tekaya, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains. That it went to, Krishna Goswami explained, that it went to all the way up to, he started criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. That's what it will start with the devotee, that will go on to Guru and Krishna also. So that's what happens. The third one is the offenses to the spiritual master. Then the fourth one is Shastra. Shruti, Shastra, Deva, Guru Nindam. Shruti is Vedas. Shruti, Shastra is Vedas. And Vaishnava is devotees. And then Deva, demigods. And then Guru. So Shruti, Shastra, Vaishnava, Deva, Guru Ninda. These are the first four are related to these 4 aspects out of time. You can remember, means even if you don't read from the book, as soon as you pick up the bit before you start, you meditate on these 4 things. Vaishnava, demigods, and the third category is Guru, and then the fourth category is Vedic person. Thinking that, so you blaspheme the Vedas also. Fourth, these are the first category, is these 4 points. And then the rest of the 6 categories talking about thinking Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be imagination, thinking that Karmakanda Vichar. So like these, all these 6 points relate to the holy name. Because that holy name chanting is only to attain this Mat Parama, highest goal, to attain Krishna Prema, to please Krishna. Why we want to chant? Krishna said so. Prabhupada said so. 16 rounds of chanting. So to give pleasure to Krishna. Because as soon as we are calling anybody, we are glorifying somebody, our family members, we like to hear, because they are glorifying our son or daughter or wife. We want to hear what they have to say. Same with Krishna also is ears folks. Who's calling me? So he wants to hear also. If we have that intention, bhava, then Krishna likes to hear. So those are things very important. So we have to become free from the offenses, those 10 offenses in the chanting. It's very important. Make that a point to remember it while doing before chanting. For sure. Then we will gradually avoid it. We will not do the offenses. Right now we don't meditate in it, neither we read it. Then naturally we will do those offenses, knowingly, unknowingly. But if you keep on repeating that every day, that's what Prabhupada said. Keep on repeating, then you will not do it. After some time, you will come out of this Nam Aparad stage to Nam Abbas, clearing stage. Then Suddhanam. But if we are continuously not doing that same practice, then Nam Aparad stage only will stay. How many rounds we chant, it's not giving actually significant devotion to the Lord or Guru. So we are not going much progress, making much progress because of that offensive chanting. So that's where the key is. Everything, criticizing or finding faults, not attentive in service is starting with this only. Not doing the proper chanting. Offensive chanting is the beginning problem. So that we have to fix it. He has no attraction for that. He is only attracted to being transported to the spiritual sky. And even in the spiritual sky, he is not satisfied with merging into the glowing Brahma Jyoti refulgence. For he wants to enter the highest spiritual planet, namely Krishna Loka, Golok Vrindavan. Goloka eva nivasada agilatma bhoto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajam. He has full knowledge of that planet and therefore he is not interested in any other. As indicated, that's why we have to have tasmad ekena manasa. So one point, with 1 point attention. Only we want Krishna. Krishna should be in the center. You keep Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadra Maharani, or keep Lord Gopal, or to keep Lord Krishna, Sri Gaurnitai, that they should be in the center. Our main altar, or wherever, home, or always, Krishna should be in the center. So rest of the demigod, keep them on the side. Fine. It's not offense. Master is master, servant is servant. We have to have clear distinction in our consciousness. They will not like, first of all, you may like it. You want to keep at the same level. But they themselves will not like it. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva never want to see them and sitting in the same position. You will see that Sri Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he wants to sit at the same level as his master. No, no one will like it. No real servant will never like to sit on the same level or position of his master. So that is not at all acceptable. So that's why we should not keep. If you have it at home, please change it. Put it on the next level, at least one level down. The demigods are servants of the Supreme Lord, so that's where they should be. And even in the spiritual sky, is not satisfied into the glowing Brahman Jyoti effulgence, for he wants to enter the highest spiritual planet, namely Krishna Loka, Golok Vrindavan. He has full knowledge of that planet, and therefore he is not interested in any other. As indicated by the word Mad Bhakta, from Mat Parama, second thing, now he is going to the third thing, Mad Bhakta. He fully engages in devotion service, specifically in the 9 processes of devotion service. And in the 9 processes of devotional engagement, hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. There are 2 verses on Srimad Bhagavatam. Parivar Sutra is 1.3.27. Ete Chamsa Kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indra Vyakulum Lokam Rudayanti Yuge. Whole Srimad Bhagavatam is to understand Lord Krishna, as Bhagavad Gita is 15.15. Veda Icha Sarva Mahame Vidya Vedanta Kut Veda Vid Evacham. Krishna to be known. Everything we are doing, reading, studying, hearing, chanting, everything is meant for only to attain Krishna, understand Krishna, developing our loving relation with Krishna. That is the purpose. The second verse, key verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is 7.5.23.24. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. These are the 9 processes, as Krishna Prabhupada is telling here. 9 processes of Mad Bhakta. What is that devotion service means? What are you talking about? These are the 9 steps, 9 angas of this Mad Bhakta, the devotion service. Now, how it should be done? These 9 things, 9 limbs, how it should be practiced, how it should be done. The second verse, we forget this second verse. It is also very important. What is it? Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu. First, it should be offered only to Lord Vishnu, not anybody else. Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Not for anybody else, not for demigods. It meant to only. So, iti Pumsarpita Vishnu, then Bhakti Chet Navalakshana. Bhakti. This is Navalakshana, 9 qualities, 9 limbs. Then Bhagavati Adda. This should be, first of all, one must surrender. One must pray to the Lord that please allow me to chant, to give, attain, to serve you, to attain Krishna, to develop love for you. We are asking prayer to the spiritual master, Acharya Parampara, and Lord Krishna. That's the first to surrender. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu. Bhagavat Ched Navalakshana. Bhagavati Adda. Bhagavati Adda, directly, not indirect. Indirect means first you do chant, then you submit at the end. Or you do service, then you submit at the end. Or you hear, then you submit at the end. Thank you, my Lord, for giving me this prasadam, giving me the opportunity to hear, giving me opportunity to speak. No, first you have to submit. First you have to submit. That is the direct. If you are doing later, then you work, you open a new business. You want to offer results. No, not later business. First you have to pray that I want to do this new business. Yeah, I want it to be favorable to do, to actually to help you, to assist you, to use this thing in your service. Please allow me. And if Krishna indicates, okay, fine, go ahead, then we should do it. That is direct. Indirect means you do something, then if something comes out, then you will offer to Krishna and Guru. That is secondary. If one who is practicing devotee, always first consider offer prayers to Krishna and Guru, then you do something. That is very important. These 9 limbs has to be starting with first prayers. Then you practice these 9 limbs. Don't first practice it and offer results to Krishna. No, that is not the problem. That is indirect. So, iti pumsa Bhagavat chet navalakshana Bhagavati adda directly tan manye adidam uttamam. This is the topmost. So the 7th canto, chapter 5, verse number 23 to 24, Prahlad Maharaj's prayers. This is Prahlad Maharaj answer. That's it's very important. This is the second verse. All essence of Srimad Bhagavatam is given in this verse. First verse is established in Krishna. How to attain Krishna is established in this verse. And this is Acharya's commentary. Prabhupada stresses also. That's its big purport is there in that 7, 5, 23, 24. Prabhupada is explaining in great detail in each and every aspect of those 9 limbs. Where we are. Hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering prayers, carrying out the orders of the Lord, making friends with Him, and surrendering everything to Him. One can engage in all 9 devotion process, 8 or 7, or at least in one. And that will surely make one perfect. If you read, I think, in the same verse purport, you'll see Prabhupada quoting Jiva Goswami, or in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the same verse is repeated there also. Either in this verse or in Chaitanya Charitamrita, similar verses are there. There, Prabhupada is commenting, quoting, Kirtanakya Samyogai. Please remember that. Kirtanakya Samyogai. Always, all these, you pick up 1 or you pick up 9, all 9 things you do, but always the chanting should go on inside the heart. If you are in the kitchen, don't chant outside, because the saliva should not go into the prasad. Always chant inside, especially if you are in the kitchen. Other time, it's fine. So even the garlands also chant inside. Always chant inside. Our saliva should not touch. Our nails should not touch water. That's why nails should be cut. This is Prabhupada was. It's not question of I like. No. I don't like to cut. I like to grow hair. No. Then it's not bhakti. Bhakti is always what Acharya said is bhakti. You are following what Krishna said, then it is bhakti. You are following something else, your own ideas and thoughts, that is speculation. That you are clearly talking about. You have to give up those speculations. Yes, we may not like to do because we are so attached to these things. Then if somebody is there, then you get so much false figure, so much is there. You don't want to follow these rules. If somebody is saying, who are you to tell? This is Prabhupada said. That's why you have to follow. Otherwise, why you have to engage in service? If you don't want to follow, then you do at home, not at the temple. Because temple means you have to follow authorities. Prabhupada. So Prabhupada is clearly telling these things. First instruction in the kitchen is telling Jadurani Mataji and Mother Mataji. Clearly instructing Prabhupada. Nails has to be cut, hair has to be tied. You have to follow. What Prabhupada is saying, you have to follow. There is no other way about it. If you want to please Prabhupada or you want to please so-called so many people. So that we have to decide. Yasya prasadat Bhagavat prasad. Yasya aprasadat nagati kutopi. You don't follow Prabhupada, no destination. You will chant for many, many years. You are not going to go anywhere. So we have to make that clear distinction. Whatever service we pick up, make sure that we are following Prabhupada standards, not somebody else's standard. The term Sangha Varjita is very significant. One should disassociate himself from the persons who are against Krishna. Not only are the atheistic person against Krishna, but as also are those who are attracted to fruitive activities. So he's mentioning the both aspects, fruitive activities and mental speculation. Fruitive activities, karma kanda vichar. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj doesn't want to tell a lie. That is also karma kanda. Whatever Krishna says, that is dharma. Bhagavat dharma, where it came. Dharma means what? Dharma, whatever Krishna and Guru says, that is what dharma means. This way. The Yudhishthira Maharaj didn't know, because he thought so-called morality is not going to work in this world. So then later on he did. So for that he has to see the hell for a few minutes, because he didn't accept as it is. He had a doubt on Krishna's instruction. How can I tell a lie? I'm so truthful. But what good is the truth? You're not following Krishna's instruction. So that's why we should not be caught up with I'm a great Brahmin, I'm chanting exact same time, morning, afternoon, evening, this doing the Gayatri. But what is the essence? What are you meditating while doing Gayatri? What are you trying to attain to? So why are you so caught up with rules and regulations? So those things has to be considered. We are not so fanatic to caught up with the rules and regulations. The essence has to be seen. Because we want to please Krishna, that's why this rule is there. We have to tie the hair, because if hair falls, you can't offer. Krishna will never accept. If your nail is touched, then that is the nail has something or the dust is there. So that's why nail cannot be there. So to man to give the highest pleasure to Krishna, we are following. Otherwise, we are not fanatic to follow these rules. The Prabhupada is clearly given, because to understand the essence, to actually please Krishna, to give the topmost, the best thing we want to give, highest quality we have to give. So for that purpose, whatever Prabhupada said, whatever Krishna said, we have to follow. So Anya Abhilashita Sunan is quoting, Prabhupada is quoting Rupa Goswami. This is the Paribhas Sutra of Nectar of Devotion. We have to memorize these verses. All these are very important verses. Therefore, the pure form of devotion service is described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11 as follows. Anya Abhilashita Sunyam Gnana Karma Janavrutum Anukulyena Krishnanuselanam Bhakti Uttama. Means no other desire. Abhilasha means desire. Anya means no other desire should be there. Sunyam, zero desire for other things. Gradually it will come. We will not be there day one. After consistent practice will come there. But at least theoretically we should know what it is. What is pure devotion service? Always talk about pure. What is that pure means? It should not be mixed with gnana. We should not be looking for mental speculation or merging into Brahman effulgence or renouncing and running away from family life or whatever. So are giving up, this temple is not good, another temple. No, let me stay in somewhere else, Mayapur, Vrindavan. No, we have to take instruction from acharyas. So proper guidance that is required. Not give up, running away. Everywhere problem will be there. We think by sitting in Vrindavan, I will be happy. No, everywhere problem will be there. If you are not rightly engaged, there also problem will be there. So that's why we have to be very clear what it means. Gnana, karma. We should not have any fruitive mentality attached to results. All those things has to be given up. That's what. Free of karma, dana, yoga, anahutim, adi. Anukulya, it must be favorable. That is the key important. Everything, whatever we do, is it favorable to Krishna or not favorable? That's what we have to see. Our business, our car, cell phone, internet, every use must be looked at. Is it favorable to Krishna or taking away from Krishna? Then we have to cut down those activities. Whatever dragging us away from Krishna, away from chanting, away from hearing, we have to slowly, gradually decrease it, avoid it, cut it. Gradually we have to do. Otherwise, we can't come to the pure devotional stage. Silanam Bhakti Rottama. Krishna Anusilanam means following the acharyas. Then that is what is actually Uttama Bhakti means. In this verse, Rupa Goswami clearly states that if anyone wants to execute unalloyed devotion service, I give the example Prabhupada explained to. Prabhupada asked them to drive, and then finally they didn't know what place Prabhupada is asking them to take it to. Then Prabhupada took it to the Boston, where Prabhupada landed, Boston Harbor. If you haven't gone there, please go and visit, because Prabhupada came there first. There used to be an industry called unalloyed steel industry. Then here you go. See, this is unalloyed. Prabhupada talked about already from beginning, as he landed, always used unalloyed, but they could see that word used in that industry. Unalloyed means no mixture. It's only steel, no other mixture of any other chemical, any other elements, other metals. Unalloyed, that means. So that's the Prabhupada is saying unalloyed devotion service means it is only meant to please Krishna. It has no tinge of mixture of karma, gnana, yoga, speculations, no other things is there. Only to please Krishna. That is what unalloyed means. He must be freed from all kinds of material contamination. He must be freed from the association of persons who are addicted to fruitive activities, mental speculation. So that is what it is. Srimad Bhagavat Ardhanam आशयो रसिको सह सजातीय स्निग्धे sadhu sato vrate. One must associate it with those in order for us to understand the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, the confidential meanings of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. It should be understood from Sajatiya Snigdhe, one who is advanced in devotion, deeply attached to Acharyas, Krishna. Sajatiya Snigdhe, sadhu sato vrate, and following their instructions. Then that is what actually, but then we can advance. Otherwise, we can't go much further. When freed from such unwanted association and from the contamination of material desires, one favorably cultivates knowledge of Krishna. That is called your devotion service. Anukulya Sankalpa, this Prabhupada is commenting on the surrender. So how do you know what is surrender means? First two lines are is the key. Anukulya Sankalpa. Every activity should be favorable to Krishna. And anything which is not favorable, we have to give up, reduce. Pratikulya Savarjana. When you do these two things, then the other four things are the surrender. Saranagati. There are 6 stages, 6 steps. First two things, if you do, the other four things naturally will come. So the humility, all that natural will come. Anukula Sankalpa, Pratikula Vajjanam, Raksha is the Viswato, Krishna is the only protector. When will come? First, if you start following, practicing, then you will become like, close to like Prahlad. We can't take his position or come to that level, but we will come to that some pure level. Prahlad Maharaj was not, he is completely knows that Krishna is, that's why he was not agitated. He was not afraid. Even when he is thrown into ocean, wherever he was thrown, he was not afraid of anything, neither Haridas Thakur, neither Amrish Maharaj, because they know that Krishna is the only protector, no one else. So that's why they are full 100% surrender. That is what these things will come when you do first two things. If you don't do these first two things, naturally you can't come to that protection. Krishna is the protection. So you'll not be able to, you don't have, we don't have that 100% surrender. So that's why Raksha is said Viswaso, Goptritya Varnam Tada Atmana Kshepana Karpanya Vida Saranavati. But those other four stages will naturally develop if you do first two things. So that's why Prabhupada is quoting these first two things. One should think of Krishna and act for Krishna favorably, not unfavorably. Because Kamsa, demons are unfavorably doing. They are also thinking of Krishna, but not favorably. Kamsa was an enemy of Krishna. From the very beginning of Krishna's birth, Kamsa planned in so many ways to kill him. I have to run fast, I guess. It's already 8:48. We haven't gone much. Finish the purport. Because he was always unsuccessful. He was always thinking of Krishna. Thus, while working, while eating, while sleeping, he was always Krishna conscious in every respect. But in that Krishna conscious was not favorable. And therefore, in spite of his always thinking of Krishna 24 hours a day, he was considered a demon. Krishna at last killed him. Of course, anyone who is killed by Krishna attains salvation immediately. So Kamsa attained, actually entered, not merging. Generally, most of the demons got salvation until Sayuja Mukti, merging into Brahmana. But Kamsa specifically, somehow or other, he actually entered into Vaikuntha, Sarupya. He got same form as the Lord, 400 form. So it is interesting. But that is not the aim of pure devotee. The pure devotee does not even want salvation. So our main desire is, let me be always in the service of Guru and Krishna and devotees. That is our mode. If Guru desires that I should be there in the spiritual world, let him take us wherever he wants. So that's why we serve Guru and Krishna. We are attached to so much to Guru, because Krishna may cheat us. Krishna is very cunning. Cheat us means, because if you are not pure, he cannot take. But if you are not pure, if Guru is recommending, then even if we are 70% done Krishna consciousness, we can go back home, back to Godhead. It's all depending on Guru. Guru is the lawyer. Once he approves, Krishna has no chance. He has to accept. Krishna has to accept. There is no other way about it. So that's why Kaunte Prajan Name Vakta Pranasati. My devotee never pressure, because he is asking Arjuna to declare. He is not declaring directly. So whatever Guru says, then Krishna has to accept, because it goes up to Srimad Radharani. Radharani says, yes, here you go, you have to accept this devotee, he has done these things, so much devotion service, then you have to accept. Yes, you may not be 100%, but then you get purified, and then you will go back home, back to Godhead. So that's why we take so much. So as Chaitanya Bhagavat, there is verse in that particular point of Siddhir Bhavati Bhaneti Achyuta Sevinam Nisamsaya Tat Bhakta Achyuta Bhakta Ratatvam. First one is Achyuta Sevi. One who is directly serving Krishna, no guarantee. Siddhir Bhavati Bhaneti. Bhaneti means it could happen, you may get, you may not get. There is no guarantee. One who is directly Achyuta Sevinam. But Nisamsaya Tat Bhaktas. But there is 100% guarantee. Nisamsaya, without a doubt. Tat Bhagavan Achyuta Bhakta Ratatmanam. If you are attached and following what his representative has to say, as per Prabhupada had to say, then guaranteed 100% going back home, back to God, it is guaranteed. So that's why we are so much attached. So we are not fanatics to follow what Prabhupada had to say, because Prabhupada is following what Krishna is saying, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, what previous Bhakti Siddhanta is not giving his own ideas, agendas. He is always following the previous. That's why we follow. So it is Shastra. Whatever Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Koriya, with one point attention. And arana pariho mane asha. No other thing should be there. But no buts. Accept it, move on. So that's what it is. Arana pariho mane as. Repeatedly. He already said Guru Mukha Padmava Chityate, one point attention. But again he's repeating because we may still have doubt question. So no, those doubts question has to be removed. Narana Pariha mane as. So he does not want, a devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. Therefore, it is said here that he has no enemy, Nirvaira. How is that? How is that possible? Because if you practice it, Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Apinyal Sarvair Gunair Tata Samase Sura. That means we don't try to become, how to become humble, how to become a great devotee like Jayananda Prabhu or Prahlad Maharaj. No, we don't do that. Rather, we practice what Guru says, then we become ideal devotee. So that is up to Krishna, whether he will make us a great devotee or whatever type of devotee. But our duty is to follow the process, then that process will make us humble, make us everything, all qualities will develop. It is not that first we look artificial, try to become this, that. No, that is not the process. How is that? A devotee situated in Krishna consciousness know that only devotional service to Krishna can relieve a person from all the problems of life. He has personal experience of this, and therefore he wants to introduce this system, Krishna consciousness, into human society. There are many examples in history of devotees of the Lord who risked their lives for spreading God consciousness. The favorite example is Lord Jesus Christ. He was crucified by the non-devotees, but he sacrificed his life for spreading God consciousness. Yeah, other day I was hearing the memories of Prabhupada, some devotee Prabhupada disciple. I think one place he saw the picture of Jesus Christ hanging there, and then tears was flowing. And his Prabhupada saw that picture, then tears were flowing from his eyes. Because Prabhupada, remembering that, how much Jesus Christ had to do, and then still they are trying to crucify him. Despite so much done by Guru, by the representative of Lord, still they tried to crucify him. So that's why he was crying, tears are flowing down. How much he is ready to give up his life for others. Except even if it's ready to crucify, still he was praying for them, like Haridas Thakur was praying for those who are beating him or trying to harass him, but still he's praying for them also. He's praying for prisoners also. So that is the mood of an acharya. That's why he's not inimical to anyone. Why such reason? Because they wanted to spread Krishna consciousness, and it is difficult. The Krishna conscious person knows that if a man is offering, it is due to this forgetfulness of his eternal relationship with Krishna. Therefore, the highest benefit one can render to human society is relieving one's neighbor from all material problems. So that's why we don't pay attention so much to the Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. That slogan, we don't take it. Sometimes during the Arati, when Prabhupada was there, then somebody started chanting this Arati outside they sing. So I forget that general song, not in this Narsinga prayer also we sing at the end, but they picked up these general people sing in the temples during the Arati. Regular song of the general, most of the temples they sing that all. Prabhupada said, no, don't introduce your own things here. Prabhupada didn't like that because there it says, material, give me this, oh Lord, give me wealth, give me that. So many things it has in that Arati. No, Prabhupada didn't want it to hear those things in our temples. So that's why we have to follow as it is what Prabhupada has given, what songs we are supposed to sing. Now we can imagine how merciful Krishna is to those engaged in his service, risking everything for him. Therefore, it is certain that such person must reach the spiritual planet after leaving the body. In summary, the universal form of Krishna, which is a temporary manifestation, and the form of time, which devours everything, and even the form of Vishnu, four-handed, have all been exhibited by Krishna. Thus, Krishna is the origin of all these manifestations. That's why this is the last verse, because Krishna showed universal form because of the 10th chapter, and Arjuna wants to establish supreme position, and then he showed four-handed form, who is the source of this Visvarup. Then Krishna showed two-handed form, original form, from whom Lord Narayan came, from whom all this Visvarupa is temporary in this material world. All these things from Krishna. Now he has shown, but how Arjuna is able to see because he's already on that level. But for us, how will we attain? That's why this verse is given to us, so that we can attain Krishna by simply doing mat karma, working for Krishna, mat varma, making Krishna as the goal of life, and then mat karma, mat bhakta. Mat bhakta is the third one, engaging in devotion service. Mat parama, and then mat bhakta, third one. And then Sangha Vajjita, give up the unwanted association, give up mental speculation, fruitive activities, yoga, whatnot, all those things. So, because once you take initiation, especially, you're not supposed to follow this yoga, that yoga. No, what is it? Don't read so many ABC books. What Prabhupada books is there, that's what we have to read, concentrate on first. If you finish, then you can think about reading other books, looking at other books. Otherwise, we are not supposed to get. So these things are done. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yassa mamedi pandava. And don't be inimical to anyone. So these are the things. That's why this is the last verse, because we can attain like Arjuna. So that's why this verse is being given as essence. It is not that Krishna is a manifestation of original Visrupa or Vishnu. Krishna is the origin of all forms. There are hundreds and thousands of Vishnus, but for a devotee, no form of Krishna is important but original form. So that's why we are interested in Shyamasundar Krishna, Yashodananda. Those are the two names Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. When Vallabhacharya Prabhu tried to see that he is a great scholar, I have written a commentary here. I talked about each and every word of Vedanta Sutra. I explained, giving elaborate on the holy name. You like name, you like to chant. Chaitanya, no, I don't know anything. Only I know only two names: Shyamasundar Krishna, Yashodananda Krishna. You want to correct him. You want to trust his pride. So that's what he's showing. So Krishna is interested, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu interested only two forms. Two-handed Shyamasundara. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that those who are attached to Shyamasundara form of Krishna in love and devotion can see him always within the heart and cannot see anything else. One should understand, therefore, that is the purport of the 11th chapter. In that form of Krishna is essential and supreme. So that is the key here. Already time is up. So we are supposed to chant. Let's see, look at the Gita. Gita Jayanti thing. So on the topic we are reading this. So let's chant these verses and we'll look at the book distribution also, because those are two are the key. Gita dhyana silasya pranayama parasya cha naiva santi papani purva janma krutani cha sarva dharman parityadya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva bhapebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha Malaniro nirmocanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakradgitam mrutasnanam samsara malanasanam. Take bath in Gita. That means remember some verses of Gita while taking bath. You chant these verses. Wherever, while driving in the car, whenever, where is the ideal time, you chant the verses which you learned, which you heard. You have to practice it. That way mind gets purified naturally. Gitamrita Snana. That's why. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Manye Shastra Vistaraihi Ya Swayam Padmanavasya Mukha Padmad Vinivasta. So one, because it is coming from the mouth of the Lord Padmanava, Lord Krishna. Bharatamrata sarvasvam Vishnu Vaktrat Vinisrutam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punat Janmana Vidyate. What will result? Why should I read? We're going to go back home, back to Godhead, by simply taking the words of instructions of Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, not Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarvopanishado gavo dogda gopalanandana pardho vatsa sudhir bhokta Dogdam Gita Muratam Maha. This is the greatest thing, is to sing and be engaged and engrossed in devotion service up to Gopalanandam. Ekam Sastram Devaki Putra Geetam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantrasya Tasya Namani Ani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. Making one point, attention. Tasmad Ekena Manasa. Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Srota Vyasa Kirtita Vyasa Ichatam Avayam. Or here in the proper quotes in that verse here, 8.7 verse or 8.8. Very important verse. Always means we do work. We don't give up work. We don't run away from the work problems. We do work here. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha maya pitamano buddhir mamye vaisya samsaya. You work. No one is saying, Krishna is not telling renounce your work, get away, and run away from the problem. No. But at the same time, what we have to do, think of Krishna. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. Both things is telling. Fight, but do your prescribed duty, and also think of me. Think of me and do the duty. Then automatically you will not be attached to results. Otherwise, we are bound to attach to the results. So that's why we have to keep Krishna in the center. We'll stop in a few minutes. More minutes because I have to talk about book distribution. Before that, as I said, we have to keep Krishna in the center. That's why this verse, this song, I thought we'll sing. Dhanavana Nityananda, you can sing yourself alone or at some other time. But the key point is here, the middle two lines. Vichara kariye mane bhakti rasa aswadane madhyastha Sri Bhagavat Pran. Many places Prabhupada says, if one wants to go back to Godhead, keep Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Every day you hear, every day you chant, read, and take to the instructions seriously, then you will go back home, back to Godhead without a doubt. That's why Machara Kariya Mani. If you have some idea, you want to think of something, then Bhakti Rasa. So you want some happiness in our heart, then what you have to do? Madhyastha Sri Bhagavat Pran. Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita has to be kept in our center of our life every day. Not a single day we should miss without reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, without hearing it. Now we have to conclude with this book distribution. How much gives happiness? That is the essence. So, Mr. Prabhupada. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Prabhu ki jai. A few of the senior men and sannyasis escorted Sri Prabhupada back to his room. Prabhupada relaxed against the gold lame covered bolster behind his desk, leaning back so that his head was framed by the orange window drapes. Bharadwaj Prabhu and Rukmini were the great painters. Prabhupada liked their painting like anything. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's painting, especially in the Mayapur temple, beginning days, very beginning, 68, 69, that time, or 70. The first exhibition. Now we do exhibition, but this is the beginning. Prabhupada like they put a big exhibit, so many tents. Each tent had so many different paintings. Prabhupada liked his wife's painting, beautiful painting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great ecstasy. Before that, first painting, and they both did, he liked Bharadwaj Prabhu's painting. She did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's with a smiling face. Immediately, Prabhupada's face lit up like anything. So it was great. It's a very nice job. Prabhupada liked it. So I remember that. Bharadwaj Prabhu showed him, that is Bharadwaj Prabhu, showed him some prototypes of the Krishna Kaliya deity. And Prabhupada has asked him to make for Fiji. We have this beautiful temple in Fiji. There was some discussion whether bronze or brass should be used for casting. And Prabhupada emphasized that the deity should be shiny, not dull. Prabhupada told him to get codes for casting from India. Govinda Dasi is also here working with Bharadwaj Prabhu on the project. Hridayananda Maharaj had some good news to give about book production and distribution. In a few days, we will be sending the printer a complete Portuguese Bhagavad Gita and Spanish Krishna book. I think within 1 or 2 weeks, we will send both to the printer. I just received information that in Caracas, this is Mexico, they were selling every day 1,000 Bhagavatams. Every day, 1,000. Can you imagine? Can you believe? It's unimaginable. 1,000 Bhagavatams every day. You can understand how many devotees, how much they are attentive and absorbed in Prabhupada's instruction. It's unbelievable. So Prabhupada's eyes lit up and the devotees exclaimed their appreciation. Wow, what is the price? Prabhupada asked him. Each book about $2.50. This is that time. So almost 40 years or 50 years ago. Hridayananda answered, that means about $3,000 daily. Hridayananda added, and they have been defeated by Mexico. Who is that? Radha Damodar party. That's what is competition. Prabhupada laughed. Mexico is selling more? Yes. Last month in Mexico, they sent in $23,000 for a month. Now all of South America combined this month has almost defeated Radha Damodar, TKSP. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj used to handle that. It's a great competition. Prabhupada laughed again in appreciation. It was news he is delighted to hear. This competition must go on, he declared. Kirtanananda said he was returning to New Vrindavan because, again, at the same time, see that both, he appreciated both. Because he had to prepare for Prabhupada's visit. So Prabhupada smiled and glorified the farm life, saying there is no need to travel 50 miles a day simply for getting life's necessities. One can live on the farm and eat fresh vegetables and milk. This is essential. Rameswar Maharaj brought a new bhakta named Alan to see Prabhupada in his room. Alan had studied with Yogi Gupta for 18 years and represented him as a sannyasi, but he became disgusted and eventually left. Alan said that he realized he was simply capitalizing on the American people's ignorance in order to make money. That's what we have to realize. That's why I'm telling you. So-called yoga don't just get caught up. What Prabhupada instructed, that's what we have to follow. Alan is now living in the Brahmachari ashram here in Los Angeles. Alan's previous organization has an ashram in North India, which is in his name, and he wants to give it over to ISKCON. Prabhupada was a little cautious and suggested that he go there for some time to occupy it and then decide whether he actually wants to give it or not. So we can understand. Prabhupada is very cautious in everything to how to utilize in Krishna's service. What is his consciousness? Everything. So we'll stop here. Anybody has questions or comments, reflections, corrections? We can spend 5 minutes, or we will do the announcements and we'll close the session. Hold on. Yeah, you're unmuted now. Go ahead, please, if you have any.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanwad Prabhuji. All those Prabhupada.
No problem.
Prabhuji, very nice class. Yes, I have that one question I want to inquire.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I heard, I'm not sure how much true is that. Like if you do more the process-oriented seva, like you do Chaturmasya, this and that, Ekadasi Upasa, so many things. So your heart become like a hearted. I mean, I'm not sure either how much is it true, or is the purification more or towards the more hard-hearted?
Yeah, that's why we have to see then why we are following anything. Like if we are following Chaturmasya, if we are following something specific, what is the purpose behind it? That we have to see. So that's why we don't recommend, we don't devotees do Nirjal. If you are going to do Nirjal, you have to do service, you have to chant properly, you are spending that time without eating, without drinking, you are spending that time, quality time in the service, or chanting, or hearing, or reading. Then you do Nirjal, then fine, no problem. And I'd say make sure that you're not angry, you're not upset, and you're taking care of your other duties. Then it's fine. If not, don't do Nirjal. Because Nijal is not meant to taking away from Krishna, doing whatever you are supposed to do, and you are not doing it. On top of it, you are then saying so-called Nijala. Then what is use? So-called Gayatri 3 times exactly in time. But what are you getting? Are you really meditating? Are you really praying for Krishna Prema? The essence has to be looked at. Anywhere you try to get caught up with rules. That's why in the next of instruction, this verse is there. Second verse. Second verse or first verse? Yeah, second verse, I think. Atyahar prayasasya prajalpo niyamagraha. Agraha and agraha. One is agraha, one is agraha. That means one is not accepting the rules, following what Prabhupada had to say, what Acharya has to say, what Krishna has to say. That is also not good. Another one is accepting rules, but is too much caught up with rules, not understanding the actual essence of what it is supposed to please. If you are going to do Ekadasi, it meant to please only Guru and Krishna's pleasure, you are going to do something. That is what. If it is going to please, then only we should do. What will please Prabhupada? To become a nice devotee, nicely serving, nicely helping others, nicely distributing books, nicely chanting quality rounds without offenses. That's what Prabhupada wanted. Even if you don't do anything, at least try to chant properly, try to hear, try to read, wake up early. These are things at least Prabhupada wants to see. Even that also pleases Prabhupada. Our gurus want this is Guru Ashram. Temple is Guru's Ashram. Our home we should make his ashram, Guru's house. One of the Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur disciples, I forget his name. I forget the name. He used to work, he used to give everything to Guru only. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, all money, everything. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur used to send money to his home, send vegetables and everything, everything was taken care by Bhakti Siddhanta. And he was surprised, what is all this? Who has brought? How did it come? His wife told, yeah, your Guru has sent all these things. So that's how it is, one who's dedicatedly serving like that. Because our house is also Guru's. Once you take initiation, everything belongs to Guru. Everything should be utilized properly. Nothing should be wasted. In each and every aspect, you buy a car, you buy a cell, everything has to be looked at. Is it actually serving Krishna? Am I wasting time and money? That's a temple or at home. That is what, especially after initiation, everything has to be looked at. What is it doing actually? End result, what is the end result of me spending this money and time? If it is taking away from Krishna, then it is not a surrender anymore. The initiation is surrender, but you are not following surrender. So that is not good. So that's it. We should not cut up with rules. Chaturmasya Prabhupada didn't stress so much. If you are going to follow Chaturmasya, you have to hear more. You have to engage in service. You have to chant. proper, then that is actual real Chaturmasya is here to preach, to distribute. That is the real, for devotees, that is the real Chaturmasya. No, I don't, because these things we hear every day. Even in temple also I hear this. No eggplant Prabhu on Ekadasi. No carrot Prabhu. No, who has said? Prabhupada said it. Show me Prabhupada's letter showing, telling these things. Prabhupada never said it. Somebody has come up with these things. That's fine. Are you in following Haribhakti Vilas? Prabhupada recommended. Don't read Haribhakti Vilas too much into it. Because if you're going to read, you will start up with rules. You will come up with your own ideas. No, that is for somebody else. Those who are sitting in one place and chanting, you can follow whatever you want, but not for a temple, not for general practitioners, devotees who are grahasthas especially. You can't manage. There is no rule. Prabhupada took eggplant, I heard recently only, I think. Sutakirti Prabhu was telling. Yeah, eggplant, carrot, all these things were there. Prabhupada never said, don't do this thing, don't use these things in Ekadasi. So that's why we follow what is Prabhupada has mentioned. Because otherwise you reject, okay, you don't eat this, you don't eat that, then finally what are you going to eat? Then you'll have nothing. Sugar you can't eat, nothing you'll eat. So everything has a something or the other. In Kali Yuga, what you'll get? All vegetables you get, you think what they're putting in the soil. They put fish bones and all these things. Do we know what they're putting? We don't know. Then he said, no, I'm not going to eat. I'll cook, I'll buy vegetables from the farm. Throughout the year, if you get, that's great. But if you are not going to get, you'll reject. Where you will run to in Kali Yuga? You can't run. So that's why we don't caught up with rules, and we have to see. If it is possible, you are doing a nice everything, service, chanting, hearing. Then on top of it, if you are able to do, fine. Okay, then you are too much into rule, fine, no problem. But if you are not doing the actual essence and you are too much into rules and you ask others also follow these rules, then it's not so good. It's not actually, you're not understanding the essence of what Prabhupada had said. So that's why Prabhupada didn't spend so much time into rules. The first time initiation he gave, that time they didn't even know what four regulated principles were. So he's stressing more on chanting positive things. Take Krishna Prasad, chant, dance. Then automatically you'll give up these four things, because once you are attached to the higher things, what you have, you'll give up all these. Oh, this is anyway useless. Let me give up this coffee, tea business, drinking, smoking, whatever. Everything else will become useless. You will not be attached to anything. If you are attached positively to the service of Krishna, to distribute books, to chant, to hear, then you will become detached naturally. Process will help us to become detached. Is that clear? Jagadish Simha Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anything else? Anybody wants to say? Otherwise, we'll conclude with announcements. Announcements. Please join. First of all, Sunday feast program today evening, 5:30 to 9. Always try to be there. At least Gaur Aarti. Prabhupada always emphasized Sunday feast program. So please try to come. If you are planning to come, if you are not living so far from the temple, at least try to come, and try to come by 6 o'clock at least. Everybody, we all should be together dancing, together chanting, together taking darshan of the Lord. So nice kirtan, some kirtan. That is what we are supposed to do. So that's why please join in the evening. And then next program is December 22nd is the Ekadasi, Mokshada Ekadasi and Gita Jayanti. So fasting from grains and beans. More importantly, Gita Jayanti Yajna will be there in the evening, 5 to 9. I think no, not 5 to 9. It's 6:30. After 6 it will be, because it's a weekday until 9. So please join and sponsor a chapter of Bhagavad Gita if you can. It is $108, and you can take the books and distribute yourself, or you can we can distribute on your behalf, whichever you like to do. Any chapter you can sponsor, so that in the Yajna, when we are finishing one chapter, you can sit for that chapter, and then somebody else can sit on the next chapter. So giving the opportunity to be in this service of Gita Jayanti Marathon. So December 22nd, Friday, make that point. And then Gita, the New Year Eve program also is there, 31st. We'll have some of the Krishna conscious games and the kirtan, whatnot. So that is from 7 o'clock, appreciation dinner, 7 to midnight. Midnight Arati will be there. 10 p.m. I think our main deities darshan will be there, and I think midnight 12 o'clock will have, I think, Sri Radha Gokulanam darshan and kirtan, and miss the devotees. So please join for the New Year Eve program. And New Year Day will have Japatan I think chanting as many rounds as possible from 4:30 or after 5. Yeah, after finishing Mangal Arati and Tulsi Arati, we start chanting. So as many rounds, ideally, I think some million of rounds or so something is a target. So please join, give your names if you can. Otherwise, you show up on that day. So those are the quick announcement. GovindasNJ.com. You can place your orders on Govindas if you like to, for anything, for birthdays or any anniversaries or any programs at your home. You like to sponsor a Sunday feast, you can do so, especially on December 22nd is a very important day. Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. We have beautiful temple in Kurukshetra. Yeah, beautiful temple. In few places I heard in memories, where did I heard? Yeah, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj also wanted Arjuna, Krishna's that picture on chariot drive, where Krishna is instructing Bhagavad Gita in Texas, where we just got the land recently, trying to build new Navadip, the new Mayapur Dham in one of the valley. There, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj wanted, desired the temple, and Prabhupada also wanted, I think, few places this kind of Krishna instructing Arjuna that particular scene. We have already Radha Pathasarada temple in Delhi. Kurukshetra is there. So I think few other places also Prabhupada had mentioned. I think we have in Guntur also, I think, that kind of temple are building up. Maybe not ready yet. Anyway, those are the quick.
Kurukshetra, very beautiful temple I visited.
Yeah, post the picture if you have. Not been.
That is under construction actually. The pictures are not fully, but the chariot, the temple looks like complete chariot, wheeler sides, and the horses are taking the temple. Like you will see the chariot complete. Arjuna and Krishna sitting there.
Yeah, yeah. I've been to Radha Pathasarada temple in Delhi, but not this temple. Okay. Thank you very much for your association. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitam pavane. Ki jai, Shri Prabhupada. You all in the evening. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.